Hello, my angels, and welcome back. It's the table. Is it crooked? What is going on here? Well, that's better, maybe. All right, we're back with new day, new reading, right? I'm being called to do a you versus them. So I'm guessing there may be some questioning about a certain situation when it comes to someone, that collective or in some way, shape, or form wants an answer when it comes to that. What is going on within this dynamic in this moment of time? So, just to make sure that the reading is fitting on collective, I'm going to do your thoughts and feelings regarding the person, and we're going to do their thoughts and feelings. Again, only so you do not have to waste your precious, beautiful energy. So let's see the collective. What are their thoughts and feelings when it comes to person connected to them? What is their thoughts and feelings? So first card out, talking. So you're interested in talking, and maybe you are waiting a message, but definitely you want to talk. Text, call, email, and talking more, right? And it makes sense with the energy and why I feel called to do this. I am guessing that you collective, I want to say, want answers when it comes to certain things within the dynamic. But let's see about that. You're definitely interested in talking to them. What's collective thoughts and feelings? So yeah. Then we have the Death card. The relationship is over. No second chance. Grow and transform. What is dead is dead. I'm guessing that is really what you want to talk about, right? And it does make sense because you are looking for answers. Is this truly over? Or is there still something there? Is it just me feeling it? Or are you feeling the same that I am? And I think it's a lot of questions in that direction, right? And if there were something still to build upon when it comes to this dynamic, well, what is there to build upon, right? Makes sense. And then we have the backstab. So maybe as well of why this had to end. Because if you have been through, like the way this was left was in a shock. It came out of left field. You didn't even know this was coming. There are always signs, right? But you didn't take notice of them. So in your right, what you are reflecting upon, collective, is that you were backstabbed when it comes to this. You went through a heartbreak. You went through pain. Separation, well, we see that, right? Otherwise, why would this reading even be irrelevant? Then we have loss, we have deception and lies, and then the shocking attack. So you could be thinking that there are some lies when it comes to why this needed to end and why this went on in the way and shape and form that it did and why it came in so shockingly. And it's just a lot of whys in my mind. So I think you are thinking a lot about that. Why this, why that, why, just maybe replaying it a bit over and over in your head. And that's why we have the talking here. You could as well be hoping for that the person connected to this energy for you collective are in that reflection as well, that they want to talk this out and they want to explain why this needed to end and why you needed to go through this separation, why all of that pain were inflicted upon you, and again, why they dealt with the situation the way they did. I just want one more for overall energy. And then we have ascending. It's learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union and new phase. This could be a hope for you when it comes to preparing for that union, right? If you are truly, and you would be in your own rights, still have a seat for this person. Otherwise, you would have no need, to replay anything when it comes to this. You wouldn't be in the process of thought when it comes to why there needs to be some kind of conversation. And I think that is what you're looking for. You're not looking for a confession or a date night or anything in particular like that. If that comes with it, it's like a-okay in a way, right? But I think you're more within truly having a heart-to-heart conversation about the situation and why everything did happen the way it did, so you are able to learn, you are able to expand, you are able to transcend, through this, right? To gain that understanding. Again, is this over or is it not? But let's see a bit more. Then we have abundance. And I am feeling that you are trying to have that positive mindset within you, that you could be like a side thing here, be focusing on the gratitude and the bliss and the blessings that you do have within your life. I don't think that is the question within this. It's more for you. What I am feeling is that you are truly wanting to learn from this. So if it is over, you want to be able to move forward with some kind of clearance when it comes to this situation, right? Of why, again, this needed to happen, and all of the whys. I'm hearing why. So that would be replaying again within your mind. But that is why you want that conversation, because you want to expand, you want to transcend, you want a new phase with or without this person. You just want to know. And that is what I'm getting. And you're trying to be positive throughout it. Again, it's not like maybe a bit of make it or break it, but not within your process of feelings, right? It's more within getting true clarity upon the situation. Okay. Is there more here? I'm a bit interested. And then we have mask. So you could be thinking or feeling that they are hiding their true feelings, right? And which would make sense, because you are within an energy that is, I wouldn't maybe say stuck, but then again, you are maybe a bit stuck on an outcome. That outcome could be expanding together, doing something together, or moving on without them, right? But you're reflecting upon, they could be hiding their true feelings, they could be pretending through this. Have you maybe felt a bit gaslighted to the situation in your own right? You could. I'm not getting a feeling that you think upon that throughout your dynamic this person felt like they gaslighted you. It's more within, they broke your heart and you still feel them lingering around within your energy. You would be seeing signs that that person is still, again, within your energy. Besides feeling them, something like their name could be, well, maybe feeling like they're stalking you in that way, if you get what I'm saying, because their name is just everywhere. When you go into a store and music is playing, it always is something to tie you to that person, right? So it's like they are always there, but there are no answers to all of your questions of why. So you are just left within this sort of a mist of not knowing, right? It's maybe, I'm just seeing someone in the middle and mist all around and just not being able to see clearly up, like there's only so much space in front of you where you are able to see clearly, and everything else is just one big fog when it comes to this. But I am getting that, I'm hearing that, so maybe that's something you need to ask yourself. Are you wearing a mask in some way, shape, or form, collective, as well? Are you showing your true feelings, not necessarily towards that person, but within your life in general? Are you letting people in? Are you letting people see beyond the facade of you, of what is going on within you? Are you talking to other people about the situation? Are you being truthful to yourself and what you are feeling? But what about that backstab? Okay. There could be something arriving to you. We will see about that. Again, we will do the energy as well if there is some kind of maybe movement, or at least to give you that clarity of all of the whys, right? But the ship, the cutting ties, the moving on, receiving what you need, progression, and arriving. So something could be arriving, but it could also be within that truly wanting to cut this tie, truly wanting with the karmic relationship under the backstab, right? Truly wanting to learn from this. But this says the resentment and triggers. And this would be a trigger, that backstab, right? That would be a huge trigger to learn from. It's also about the perception, and we are within that whole energy, right? How is this perceived when it comes to you and when it comes to that person, and maybe some kind of an outcome to the situation, if you get what I'm saying, right? And then we have the intensity and the letting go, the turmoil and the fleeting. I think it's more what you're struggling with, to truly let this go, because you have so many unanswered questions within your process of thought that it's like there is a chapter there that you can't see or can't acknowledge that is over and done with, right? But then again, I think you are coming into that realization within yourself. If it truly is over and done with, it's like you just want to know. And that in itself is a question to reflect upon, right? Why is it that you, collective, are in need of something outside of you to give you that answer? Why aren't you able to, within this energy that you have presented to yourself in this moment of time, giving yourself that answer? What is it that you feel? What is it that you truly want? And if you do not know, go sit in that reflection. Make sense? But what about the ship? The blowing kisses. So I think from that you definitely could be hoping that there is something arriving when it comes to this. And again, it indicates that as well with the talking now, doesn't it? But I think you have a bit of a hope. It must be a seed within you for the energy to be here with the blowing kisses, unconditional love, giving and receiving fairness and love, affection and affection returned. I think you're hoping for that this will truly lead to a new phase within your dynamic. The energy here is, in a way, it's quite within the mind, right? I'm seeing a lot of swords, so that is truly within one's mind. There's just so many unanswered questions, and I think that is why you're finding it hard to release. But like I said, there is a reason why you need to go reflect upon that. And if you truly are being open and honest with yourself, you want it to be this person, and you feel that kind of a soul tie. You have been receiving a lot of signs. You could have been finding red threads to tie you to that energy, right? The red thread theory. You could have, like I said, with their name, could be following you around. Certain signs when you go into different kind of stores, or you sit in if you sometimes sit in other people's cars, or you, I don't know, you go to sit in a taxi, and it's all just like this music of love that takes you directly to that person. Like significant songs are playing that within you are making you feel that you are truly connected you could have been feeling them as well within your energy quite a lot. If you are on your day to day, you are doing you are not sitting thinking deliberately on that person, right? You're just doing you, and all of a sudden feelings are coming over you when it comes to that person, thoughts about them, or something within that lane. And that is why you are finding it may be hard to truly close that door, because is there still a seed, right? Is there still a seed? But what I wanted to say with that is, if you are truly feeling that you and this person still have a chapter together, why don't you then surrender to that? Instead of thinking that you need all of these questions answered, all of the whys I am hearing within my mind. If you truly believe that you are meant to be, believe that. If that is what you need in this moment of time, and you may be thinking, well, I'm just wasting my time. But then again, that's something you need to go reflect upon. Why is it that you feel that way? Why is it so hard to come into that surrender within yourself of what is meant to be will always be? And if we are meant to end up some way, shape, or form, we will. But me sitting in this energy of feeling unfulfilled within myself, not giving myself the answers that I need to release, that is something you need to go look into within yourself, right? I hope this makes sense. I feel for the right collective, it will. But let's see, when it comes to connected energy, I'm splitting it to the mirror, that could be a sign. But I want to see when it comes to connected energy, and we will take it from there. I am feeling a bit tongue-tied. That in itself could be a sign, right? However, we are going to see when it comes to connected energy to this collective, what are their thoughts and feelings when it comes to this? What is connected? Thoughts and feelings when it comes to collective. What is that person thinking when it comes to this dynamic? Just want one more. So like I just said, collective, if you truly want it to be, then surrender to that and believe in that. Don't be questioning yourself and your own intuition and your own mind. They have separation, they have sadness, bitterness, missing you, thinking about you, and uncertain future. And then they have the teddy bear, interested in you, blooming romance, flirting and wanting to date. And then the addiction, codependent, obsession and restraint, progression and controlled emotional block. They could have an emotional block. They could also be a situation in which they are codependent and feel restrained towards. But throughout this energy, it seems like it could be more within the addiction when it comes to you, collective, because last card here, it's love call. So with that ship, you could be not thinking, you could be feeling something that is right on the money. It's all about the expressing love, message of love, thinking of you and informing you. But they're definitely going over that separation, which is a good thing, right? I am hoping to see something when it comes to that they have truly been sitting in that reflection, that is not just a seed within them, if you know what I'm saying, and they choose to act upon it, maybe within an irrational way. I'm hoping to see that this person has truly maybe been on a hermit's journey, right? Truly sitting in some kind of reflection when it comes to why they act in the way, shape, or form that they do, if you know what I'm saying. But it's looking like there could maybe be some movement here. But then again, it's a seed within them wanting to express their love. The question here being, is there still that emotional block when it comes to this situation, right? And it takes me back to when reading your energy collective. And that could be why you have all of the whys within your mind. Like I said, if you feel them throughout your day, you are doing you. That could be why they are very much within your energy, and it's not really your energy to go over. It's this person. They could be sitting and truly be in that reflection of, why did I do this? Why did I do that? For them to gain that center if they choose to come forward. That comes to my mind for a reason. But separation and poker face. So even though, or throughout maybe even the separation, they have not been showing their hands. Could there be again a side thing when it comes to gambling? Maybe, but I'm not really getting that energy of that person being like, we have, I think it's literally poker with the poker face, at least that would make sense, but I'm not getting that energy that this person was prone to that. Maybe it's to tie you to is, maybe you have a memory of playing that. I feel called to say that. But they could be wanting to take a chance, and we see that here again with the love call. I'm more within that emotional block, because there could be something here blocking them from truly taking that chance, taking that risk. But they have not shown you their hand yet, and it makes sense too, again, why you reflect upon all of the whys, because in their own rights I think they are as well. Why? Can I have one more for that? And then we have the love. So unconditional love, self-love and wholeness, affection and attraction and selflessness. And that could be why they haven't showed their hand here. They truly needed to understand this, right? And maybe that is why they're still a bit unsure about the future, because just like you collected, not knowing where they're at, they don't know where you're at as well. And if you have been taking your energy back, not chasing this person, but truly focusing on you and your healing, there hasn't been anything about it within your spread, but then again, we are doing the energy towards this person. But if they have in some way, shape or form been thinking that you are truly just doing you, and they could be sitting in quite the uncertainty here, and do I then dare to come forward, right? And that could be a reflection they go over. But they have that unconditional love. You could make them feel quite whole, and that could be maybe a bit of an emotional block for them, and that it's kind of overtaking them within their emotions, right? Let's teddy bear. And then we have time with friends. It says partying within this card. I don't know if your person is like a party person, but they could be trying to live in the moment, trying to have fun and happily single. And that makes sense as well. They have this seed of you, right? But they have not been shown their hands. And there is a reason for it. They could have been focusing a lot about that partying and time with friends and having fun, wanting to just be happily single. But then again, what goes on behind that closed door, I don't think they really have been showing you, or maybe even like, I was about to say familiar friends, but not the closest people to them, right? So they could have been more within that lens of just have fun, live in the moment. But I want one more for that. And then we have the karmic and the abundance as well. Okay. Yeah. So I think they have tried to keep a positive mindset. just like you collective are within this moment, but by spending time with people and therefore maybe not being able to sit in that addiction when it comes to this feeling, they are truly trying maybe to release this in a way, not be so addicted to it, to shift their mind elsewhere. Is it working that much? It doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna be honest, because they seem quite addicted. However, we also have the karmic relationship, and that is within the resentment, the triggers, right? And there could have been a lot of karmic energy tied into that partying, that time with friends, having fun, happily single, living in the moment. There could have been a lot of triggers in that energy, right? A lot of perception, a lot of turmoil, but truly wanting to find positivity within the situation, even though it would be hard for them, but they are. I just want one more for the karmic. And then we have the mask. So that could have been why they have been wearing a mask, right? If they have people within their corner telling them maybe not to go forward, or telling them to just let this go, telling them to kind of move on, right? And they could have been prone to then put on that mask and not show their true feelings, to be in that pretending energy. But I'm also hearing that throughout this time with friends, and just like I said, not truly showing, letting people in on how much this is actually overtaking the process of thought. They could have been wearing a mask, right? They could have been hiding their true feelings because they haven't really let anyone in. And just like I said, for you, collective, are you? So you could be mirroring that. And I say that quite a lot, that we never know what happens in rooms we are not in, right? But if you are truly, and like it looks like, connected with that red thread, I also mentioned for you, collective, that feeling that you have that they are not showing their true feelings. It may not be in a way, shape, or form that you are allocating it to, but it's a seed within you for a reason. But then again, like I said, are you showing people your true feelings? Are you letting anyone in on what you're feeling? Because I'm getting in a way that you are quite mirrored in that energy. What about the addiction, the obsession? And then we have a hammer. So they sabotage something here, maybe with you, collective. And that could be something that as well they are reflecting upon, but they definitely want to rebuild, right? They want to work on it. They want to repair this. And it makes sense if they, not if they are within that addiction process of thought, right? But I feel like as well, these emotional blocks could maybe still be lingering, but I want to see a bit more within that. And then we have the cutting down. So the cutting out, separation, stopping the pattern, and the silent treatment. And that could have been that emotional block. It has truly been hard for this person to even come into a state where they could express themselves freely with words, right? They could have had quite the block within their throat chakra, not even being able to find the words to even begin this conversation that they're thinking about having with you. That they have been sitting in a lot of feelings when it comes to this, but trying to shift it because I can't even get the words out. So why is it that I keep trying to sit in that energy? I need to shift. I need to turn my focus elsewhere. I need to live in the moment because life is passing by. I'm getting that feeling for a reason, just because it's too hard to deal with it in a way. And then I'm splitting it to grounding. And I want one more for that. Wait, but then the clock. So it could have been taking quite a lot of time, needing time, just like I said, right? And cycles and taking time to heal and progression. Could that be a seed within the forefront of their mind that they needed time to heal, they needed time to think, they needed time to reflect and sit in this emotion? It could very well be collective. It could be. And then we have the wedding ring. Union and marriage and soul contract and everlasting love and devoting. And we do have the unconditional love. I am not thinking that this person is coming in to propose in any way, shape, or form, but they could have been in that reflection of to get into that state of where you are truly ready, where this person is truly ready to come in and enter this love, being that stable, secure foundation, truly getting into that soul contract energy. They needed time here. But I also think that in reflecting upon that, this needs time to get to there still. It needs a conversation. And that could start with that love call. But let's see about that love call. And then we have the ship. So you need to trust your intuition more, collective. And you need to ease up on that over processing that you're doing within this moment. Trust that there is a reason why you feel all of these whys within your mind. That you feel the energy and you feel like something is coming. Trust that. Truly. Learn to trust yourself and what you are feeling. Do not questioning yourself. That first seed of your intuition before your over processing mind takes over. You need to trust that. Truly. But the ship, the cutting tie, moving on, receiving what you need, progressing and arriving. So it could be within the midst of it. If we're just gonna get a dice for this to see if something is within the right time, so to speak. If a 6 comes out, it's more within it's more within a seed that is not truly there, if you get what I'm saying. Anything less than that, it would be days. But if a 6 comes out, it would be longer. Okay? 5. So 5 days. 5 days. That is not long, collective. But trust yourself and your emotions. If we're getting a bit into what their intentions truly are, right? We see a bit on it on the spread, but I am a bit interested in to see if they are truly ready to, again, put that mask down and come in open and honestly. And maybe we need to get the little deck here as well. Oh, there's something here tied to it. But maybe I need to get this first. It feels like it. So within that movement, the next 5 days for this collective when it comes to that movement. So gambling again. It's problem with addiction, gambling, or bad finances. From what we have seen, my first thought was more within taking that chance, right? That we did see. Then we have narcissist. And we have someone else. And sexuality. When it comes to that gambling, they could be in that reflection upon that they have been, maybe not to the extent of being full of themselves, but truly taking their energy back, putting on that mask, not showing their feelings. I think it's more that they are afraid that you see them like that, if I'm being honest. that you would see them as a person that is quite self-absorbed, and why would you even still be interested in me? Because what have I shown you? I haven't shown you that I am there. I haven't shown you that I even want you or thinking about you or within the background, right? What you have been shown is me presenting silent treatment. It's me choosing to cut that tie. It's me leaving you to feel that pain. I think this is more that they are afraid of if they do come forward. And then you have the someone else, or someone is in the middle trying to sabotage this. And it could be someone in particular, like another person, right? But it could as well be that emotional block, because we have the sexuality as well. Someone is still trying to figure themselves out, and that would be an emotional block. Do I take this chance? Could there have been someone, again, trying to sabotage this? Like I said, with their friends, if they have people or had people, we will need to see if that energy is still around, but have someone within their corner telling them to just let this be, just let it go. What are you doing? Just come here, hang out. You will forget all about collective, right? Maybe that person is still within the energy, or this is something they want to talk about. But let's see when it comes to that. Then we have give it time. Everything in divine timing, let things flow. And like I said, collective, you need to come into that, truly trusting and believing in divine timing. It is never the timing of your ego. When I want this, when I want answers to all of my questions, you need to come into a state where you are able to give all of those answers to yourself by sitting in the emotion that you are feeling and asking yourself all of these questions. But it could be, again, to let you know that there is still time needed before this is within the right energy. What about that narcissist? Someone is too full of themselves. Communication. Like I said, I'm sticking to that because I think it's more, again, them being afraid. If they do take that gamble, are you perceiving them like a person that is just too full of themselves? We have communication, so they're truly wanting to compromise. They want to forgive. They want to work this out, which is good. Which is good. Like I said, I don't think collective here is looking for any kind of confession or any kind of invitation onto a date night. It's more you want open and honest communication. You're truly wanting to sit down and being able to have a heart-to-heart conversation about what is going on. What is going on? I feel you. I see signs of you. I know you are still there. But you have done this, that, and the other, and I'm feeling like this, but you're still there, but you're not there. Again, that clarity, right? But what about that sexuality? Oh, so the distance. So you could be living maybe quite far from one another, you and your partner. Maybe physical or emotional distance. We know for a fact that they are emotional distance because you're not within a talking state with one another. But there could be quite the distance physically between you, and that is why they're still trying to figure themselves out when it comes to that. If this would be able to work. And then we have moving. So maybe one of you, if this goes well, would need to move, to change your residence and moving for this to maybe closing in that distance. That could also be something they're reflecting upon, wanting to move closer to you, or are you able to move closer to them? And that is why they're still trying to figure themselves out. Because how do I approach this? It's like they want a plan so they can kind of present to you that Well, I have truly been thinking about all of these things. I have given it my process of thought. I had taken things into consideration. This is what I'm seeing be would be possible, to finding that common ground where we are then able to build upon. And that was a thing for you in the past that maybe ended up breaking this apart, that there were quite the distance between you, and therefore it was quite hard to see each other frequently. That could be why they're reflecting upon this, wanting to close in that distance, right? But that's someone else, and give it time. It's sticking out a bit like a sore thumb. But earth sign, yes, grounding, which is good. And I did split to that within the other deck, right? But earth sign could be significant to tie you to who that person is, or it could be that person that you are wanting this reading about, collective. It could be their sign, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, right? But I truly think it's within that grounding as well, grounding of that emotion and giving it time. And then we have date night. And we have spy as well. And Mercury retrograde. So maybe that is why you need to take it slowly, right? Are we still in retrograde energy? I think that we are. Maybe a day or two yet. Or are we? I'm getting confused when it comes to that. Actually, I'm not quite clear if we're still in retrograde energy, but if we are, right, it's typically not a not a time where you want someone from the past to return. More often than not, it's not necessarily the best outcome, but I think it's more the universe saying that, again, everything in divine timing. So don't be stressing or pushing towards this. It will ground in the right time, and you need to trust it. They could be looking quite into you. They could be doing that more research, and maybe even, again, wanting to present this to you with communication if everything goes to plan. I'm hearing that. To take you out, to wine and dine you, and show you a good a good time. But again, I want to see this person, what their intentions are by coming forward. What is it truly they want to talk about? If they want to address maybe even the elephant in the room. Oh, that was fantasy. So the daydreaming, the imagining, and the fantasizing. Woo. Okay. And the clinging, the intuition, and the hope. So it's good energy, my angels. So they want to talk about, maybe they have had certain fantasies for your future as well. And I said that with that future plan, and it's like this person wanting to present to you, like, I have truly thought about this, that, and the other. We are able to do it like this. We can do it like that. We can, and I think again, to take it back to your energy, that is why you're feeling all of the whys within your mind, because that person is just, again, having conversations. I think they are reflecting upon, okay, if she says this, I'm going to say that. If the collective says this, I'm going to say. It's like they're doing that within their mind. But they could have been quite the daydreaming here and imagining about, again, how can this go down? And they want to discuss about or talk about that clinging, the holding on, the obsession, and the spying. And I think that is good, that this person is truly wanting to have that clear, open, and honest communication, right? And as well with the intuition, the heart song. And I said that throughout this reading quite a lot for your energy, collective. That could be a certain sign. And the telepathy, the inner knowing, and the hope, the expectation, the faith, and the manifest. So when this person comes forward, Just one more. No. But the emotional storm, right? All of the turmoil, the unstable and the affected. So they would have been, and again, it makes sense from their energy. It could have left them feeling quite hopeless, quite sinking, despair, and falling apart, and sitting in that hard fog of missed signals, blocked emotion, and truly thinking again, I messed up. And I think again, to take it back to that narcissist, I truly think this person is afraid that you collective are viewing them like that. And you just think they are oh so self-absorbed within themselves, because again, what have I shown collective? And again, I think it's why they are so much within the process of truly wanting to have certain things figured out. So when they come forward, they are able to present themselves in a lens that makes you not question. And that is the feeling I'm getting. We have the nurture as well, the self-growth, self-focus, and soul-finding. So again, that's good. It gives me, as a reader, indication of this person has been going through true soul discovery, right? Which is good. Want one more for that. And then we have confession as well. So confirmation upon it, right? That they are coming clean, it says, and message about the sorrow, the grief, and the depression. And then we have the soulmate. Oh, that's cute. And the foundation as well. So it's good energy, my angels. It's good energy. They want truly to build something secure, stable with you. This deep love, this unit, and this connection. It's good energy. It's really good energy. I have a seed within me that tells me that maybe this needs to be taken quite slowly. But this is good. Releasing, right? The escape. So they are letting go. They are walking away from the avoiding the block and this pushing away energy. That is good. That is good. That is really good. I just want to get tarot to see. I just want to see. So when it comes to this confession, my angels, when it comes to this confession and the energy they are approaching collective in, and maybe how you collective should move when this comes in. Let's see what comes out. So collective, that insecurity, right? The paradox. It's the Two of Swords. Sorry, I didn't say that. But that confusion that you're sitting in, feeling blinded to the situation, you need to take a look upon that. Feeling that you're unable to move, that you are not in balance, that you are not feeling that true sense of your emotions. Queen of Cups. Get into that energy. Release yourself from this, because you truly need to trust your intuition and trust what you are feeling. It's very important that bond with yourself and truly being able to trust what you are feeling and trust what your body is telling you, that you tap into that and you believe in that. You may have not been giving the answers that you were seeking within the timing you hoped for, but it doesn't mean that something isn't there. That is when you turn to yourself and you sit and you reflect. Learn to trust that intuition, because Queen of Cups, he is quite intuitive. So you need to trust that seed within you, and not let your overthinking mind take the better of you. Trust what you feel, trust what you know, right? But she is a beautiful queen. She's very caring, she's very nurturing, she's full of love, and she's truly taking care of her own cup the way she's sitting there, right? Just looking upon her cup, her beautiful cup. But she is quite, yes, intuitive. She also is very empathic, right? She has a mystery to her, and that is good. She's very spiritual guided as well. And you would be collective, but you're not trusting yourself right here, right now. And I think it's due to the time. It has been taking longer than you thought initially this would. So you're starting to questioning your feelings, not trusting. You need to shift that. You do not need to doubt. And then we have strength. You could be maybe feeling, it came out almost sideways, right? So you could be feeling a bit of lack of strength, which would make sense with the Two of Swords, but tap into that, because you truly have that power within, and you would have learned throughout this journey to tame that lion that you have within. So trust in your power, trust in your inner strength, have patience, have a steady mind, and sit in that energy. Have that courage. Nothing bad will come by trusting that what is meant to be will always be. If that's your knowing, trust that. Right? What about connected energy when they come forward? And that's the Hierophant. The World. And the Justice. So the Hierophant is not quite either way. He's more in the sideways. So the Hierophant, upright, he is all about tradition, right? And we did have that, what is it? Was it the wedding rings? I think it were. But he is, well, he is a spiritual master. He is the perfect match to the High Priestess, right? But he is wise, he's very tapped in, he's truly trusting his intuition and letting him be guided by that. He's very pure, he's a teacher as well, right? And he is quite, what do you say, within a knowing, because he is connected to the up above, and he's trusting the signs that he has been giving. And upright, he is more within that traditional, and with that engagement card or the wedding card, whatever it was, right? He is a firm believer in that. In reverse, he is more of in an untraditional, oh, 1 second, I just had an alarm go off. But in reverse, he's more within untraditional energy. He could maybe want a more untraditional kind of union, maybe being together but not living together arrangement. He could be more prone to doing things in a non-traditional way. And he is just here sideways. So maybe your person is back and forth with that. And that could be a seed here. But then we have the World. So truly closing out a cycle, right? A cycle coming to an end of a journey. It also about maybe a bit of travel here. So that could be something there with that distance as well, right? That they need to travel to close in that distance. But definitely think it's the end of some kind of a cycle here in between you. They want to close in that distance, like we said, and they want to have this heart-to-heart conversation. And then we have the Justice, all about creating harmony, fairness. It's also about integrity, right? making the right decision and truly wanting to balance out the scale. And we have Ten of Swords, but in reverse. It's also about the end of a cycle, a new beginning, and rising from the ashes, which is beautiful, collective. Not letting oneself be burdened or stuck within that pain, right? I also think they want to definitely have some kind of conversation about that ending, but they want to, again, move on from that. They want to build something new here. Hermit. So they truly have gone in, collective. Like I said, I really wanted to see something like that to truly make us see that that person has gone into deep reflection upon it. And it looks like it throughout the reading, but it has now been confirmed. That's really good. It's all about self-discovery, right? Tapping in to oneself, closing oneself off from the outside world to come into the center that we need to gain perspective into the situation, to truly reflect upon why we move in the way, shape, or form that we did, and gaining that understanding within ourselves to be able to heal. And we did have that nurturing card as well. So this is good. Is there more here, my angels, when it comes to this? So there could have been some kind of devil energy. Again, it could be within that gambling, it could be within that partying and time with those friends, right? And we did have someone within the middle. That could have been something here as well that they have been reflecting upon, but still needs some time maybe to be truly closed out. And tied with the Five of Pentacles, it kept them out within the cold. These people are out here, the warm embrace of the church is in there, and they're out in the cold, and they are crippled, right? So they could have been crippled to the situation, feeling that tied down, that captive to something, not being able to remove themselves from that situation, at least in their point of view or their feeling upon the situation. It's also about having that maybe victim mentality, maybe within one shape or form, I was about to say, but feeling very frustrated and unfortunate, and like luck is not on their side. And if they have been connected to some kind of devil energy, let's just see a bit more about that. But they have been, again with that Hermit, but they have been focusing on the future with the Two of Wands. They have been planning, right? And again with the travel, so they could truly be something when it comes to travel that is important for this collective. They have been looking at certain events. They have been, again, what is it that I want to achieve? And then paired with the Sun, it's a lot of masculine energy as well, so that is good. But it also is the happiest card within the deck. It's all about self-confidence. It's all about ambition, being clear within one's process of thought, right? And truly happiness, having optimism when it comes to that situation. So that is good. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So they could have walked away from that dynamic or that situation where the devil was involved, if it is within themselves or within some kind of dynamic here. So it's good, my angels. Is there more here? I feel like there's something more when it comes to you, collective, when this comes forward. The Chariot, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So I definitely think that, yes, it's coming. It is coming with the Chariot, right? There is forward movement within the energy. And that is something you may be needing to trusting, but you also need to have that belief within yourself, to have the determination, right? To move forward within the situation, to truly trust within your own courage and your own determination when it comes to certain matters. We're getting a bit more for that. I don't think you need to be Queen of Swords, like cutthroat. I think you need to be strong within yourself, within your boundaries, within what you have been feeling, not just being persuaded by words, but truly you would have been reflecting a lot throughout this journey what it is that you want, what it is that you see when it comes to this person. And my ear started to ring when I said that. So keep that strong will within you, stand firm within your boundaries. Oh, I lost my voice there. That was a clear sign. Do not lose your voice, collective. Oh, that came in out of nowhere. Because this could truly, seeing them, that person like that, move and talk like that, could truly make you lose your voice. Oh, that was hard. So don't lose your voice. Don't lose your voice. Stay strong within you, right? Know that what you are feeling is right, and then you are independent and fighting for yourself. Not you need to cause any kind of fight or conflict when it comes to this person. Not what I'm saying at all. But trust in yourself and your own authority when it comes to this. And I think it as well, when it comes to that Ace of Wands, it's quite passionate. So maybe Spirit is telling you to hold a bit back when it comes to that. And then again, a lot of divine feminines on this journey are keeping themselves within that, that word keeps disappearing, celibacy, right? And if you have truly been not giving your vessel to anyone throughout this journey, don't just be persuaded by one conversation. Take it nice and easy. No need to rush or stress this. Everything in divine timing. Get to know one another again. Get to be familiar with one another and spend time again with one another. Don't be rushing upon anything. Yeah, and don't be caught up in your own mind here, right? When it comes to that Ace of Cups, you standing true within your authority, so to speak, or within your own will, your own process of thought, what you are feeling, standing strong within your boundaries that you would have created, not being persuaded by words. Don't think that it will take away anything that has to do with your happiness with the Ace of Cups, like overflowing emotions of true happiness. Don't be going into that over processing mind. If you feel that trickling in within your energy, take time to center, take time to sit in that reflection of why is it that I feel like that? And truly, just like you want an open and honest conversation from this person, be open and honest with them about what you're feeling. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all of the words that are giving you and all of that emotion finally coming to the surface, tell them that I'm truly feeling quite emotional, overwhelmed right now. I do not know what to think and feel within this moment. I need time to just process. It's more than okay. Don't be overstepping your own boundaries because you are afraid that they kind of will crawl back within the little mouse cage, maybe. Think short, think long term, not short term. That was the sign. Think long term, not short term. Truly go into that, what you have seen within the forefront of your mind, right? And focusing on that effort and that hard work, because they will need to put that in. It's not just about having a conversation. If you truly want to nurture this dynamic, they need to come in and show you, not just with words, but with action. So let them put in that action. Let them lead. Truly for them to step into that divine masculine energy and you to rest within your feminine energy. Let them lead. And if that's something that you feel is hard, tell them that. And that is okay. It's a balance. And you do have a chapter of healing together. And this could smell like that. But do not be rushing it. Take your time. There's no rush. Getting ready for that wish fulfillment, right? And hold on to that. But in a good way. in a good way, collective. Not sit in any fear or like that tendency maybe of clinging on to something because you are afraid of it trickling away. If that's the case, like if that happened, it was never the right time anyway. And you need to have that belief. Again, we are coming back to kind of the leading message. Trust what you believe. Trust what you have been seeing and trust what you know. If this is meant to be, it will always be. And if they come in just with a lot of words and you putting up a boundary makes them leave again, it was never the right time because they weren't ready. You know? So don't be questioning that. Trust what you feel and trust it within yourself, and you are allowed to put up boundaries. Don't be overstepping your own boundaries for the sake of keeping someone else happy. Then you have missed the whole point of your healing journey. So I just want to see with a message card from the spirit when it comes to this. When there are questions you need answer and assistance with, when there are questions you need assistance with, go inward. Sit with yourself, meditate on the question, ask for our help also, then trust your intuition. Yes, as much often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are with you always. Just like I said, collective, go do that. Stop questioning yourself. Trust. And I'm being called to say this. I do not like when people are saying they are like feeling delulu, because it's just like, then what are you doing? Like, do you know what I'm saying? But this is coming to my mind for a reason. Stay true, Lulu, to your delulu. I felt like saying that. Learn to ride the wave of life. When faced with difficult times, you can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself, what is to be gained by depleting your energy, fighting against it? Don't do that to yourself. Sign. You are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-indulgent pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, and carry on. I just want one more. What areas of your life are you avoiding? Are they causing you upset, worry, disrupted sleep? If so, these are the areas you need to focus on. As much as you don't want to, it is necessary. Tackling your demons head on. Don't allow them to rule you for a second longer. I'm being taken back to that mask collective. There is something there that you need to focus on. I just need to take a look at my power because my phone is about to die. So I'm just going to give you a couple of angel numbers that you would need to look into, take notice of when it comes to this. So we have 3, we have 1, we have 9 and 90. It was the 1st of March yesterday, right? That could have been a significant day. Maybe you felt like something very significant there. But maybe here, the 9th, that will take longer than 5 days now, wouldn't it? Second. I'm really bad at math. Don't. Oh, okay. 3rd. However, I can't even do that. My mind just goes blank. I'm so bad at math. Don't judge me. I'm so bad at it. However, now is the reading for today, my angels. Thank you so much for tapping in, for tuning in and listening. And I will see you another day, another time, in another reading. Bye.